Thank you, Mr. President. You know, a lot of you in here are very fortunate. Fortunate. I served in the General Assembly with the Lieutenant Governor's dad. And I think he was in the petroleum business driving trucks. I think. He went to night law school like I did. But I got tired of going to the hotel room studying, everybody else having fun. So I just decided to leave night law school. His dad went on and finished. And he's built one heck of an empire. And of course, the lieutenant governor has benefited from it. Now, I've served longer than any of you in here. I started at age 24. Right out of college, playing semi-pro football after I got cut from the Skins. I had a dream to make some of that big money. Wear the Superfly coats and suits and big hats with feathers hanging out of them so that folks could notice me when I came home. But let me tell you what all y'all forget about. The judge bill is not being passed by the judge, it's being passed by members of the General Assembly. We do the work. And yet, we seem to be scared. Scared. You are worth it. We're the lowest paid, some of the lowest paid legislators in the country. Even Alabama makes $50,000. And guess what? You can work for the university system of Alabama. You can't do it in Georgia. If you're in the legislature, you cannot work for the university system. A bunch of you going to vote against it and hope it passes. A bunch of you are going to vote against it and hope it passes. Because you want it. But you're scared to vote for it. What I've told all of you in here, what the state needs to do is go and build a sausage factory. This is sausage. We mix it up, we grind it up, and then we put a wrap on it. I understand you making good money as a lawyer. If I'd have finished law school, I'd have made it. The first thing I'd have done, go buy me a big Cadillac. Dress sharp and go in court. And then get locked up so I could get me some customers. That's right. You know, if they see you in court and you fighting for them, you go to jail for them. Everybody gonna knock on your door. But listen, when I was 24, I came to General Assembly, 75, I think I made like $7,200. We didn't have expense accounts, stuff like that. But you mean something to the people of the state. How many of you get a phone call from a constituent who's tried to get some help from a state department and weren't able to get it? They call you, and then you interceded, and they got the help. You need to stop being scared. If you scared, say you scared when you're running for office. That's what you do. Say you scared. And then the folks know not to elect you. It's all about the money. It's all about everything we do is up here is about money. And so what you need to do is think about it. I look at those who will follow me. The sun is setting. But what you realize is that you got to have folks coming up here who have the skills, who work for the people. They need to get paid. I went to school in Alabama, college, and they make $50,000 over there. 50,000. That means they do work. They can go to work and not have to worry about how they gonna make it. You know, it's a sacrifice coming up here. You get up in the morning. I don't do what y'all. I used to stay in the hotel back when I was young. Back when I was young. Saw the pretty ladies. And I smiled at them. Sometimes I even sang to them. I've gotten older and wiser. I drive back and forth every day. Every day. Somebody asked me, said, well, Luke, man, I got an extra room. You can stay over there. I said, no, I'd rather go back home and get in my own bed. I never will forget. One night I laid up in the bed and the phone rang. Wife answered the phone, and somebody said, well, I know where your husband is. She said, where? She said, right here. So my wife said, tell me to bring the baby some milk home. Let me tell you something. There's no better sacrifice in trying to represent people and be a voice for them when they need to have a voice. But you really ought to think about paying yourself to work. It's not a 40-day job. It's all year. You get calls about stuff that we don't even deal with, and then you try to help them. Try to find the right resources for them to get the help they need. This is making sausage. And the state ought to open up a sausage factory because we do it all the time. When you talk about legislators having 4-year terms, Senate, I'll tell you right quick, it ain't going to happen. The news media is not going to allow you to get a 4-year term because they're going to lose the money on advertisement. But again, I said to some of you, you're fortunate. You're doing good. Some of you are retired, made a good salary, and got a good pension outside of the state pension. I didn't know how long I was going to be here. Speaker told me one day, said, boy, I said, what? Well, son, I don't mean it like that, but it seems like you might be here a while. Put your something in the 457 plan. You ain't going to miss it. And I did it. I didn't know I was going to be here 50 years, though. My dream was to be on television as an NFL ball player. Didn't make it. But after 4 years, I got my degree so I could do something else. So what I said to you is stop being scared and let other folks tell you what you ought not to have. You work for them. You deserve it. And again, I say to you, if you're scared, tell the folks you're scared so they'll know not to elect you. I yield the way.